Hey there, Bryson. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni McGregor, and I just work with business owners across the state of Utah. I'm actually based out of Utah County myself, so just a little further south from you guys, but I put together this quick custom video for you about your online presence and specifically how you're stacking up against your competition. So at this point, I'm sure that you're sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what's the catch? Well, that's a fair question. What I've found is that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business. They're swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, dealing with employees, and simply just staying on top of jobs. Many times, learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried under all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time the only reason they haven't hired somebody yet is because they don't know who to trust or who is truly an expert. That's exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of actual things that they can do to impact their business for free, it's resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni. Can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I gave you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now let's cover the 3 things that'll set S.O.S heating and cooling above your competition. The 3 that we're going to talk about today is first, content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do. It needs to be told through your content. So content is basically anything here that you can see on your homepage that is highlighted. This can be text, pictures, what your pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures. All of that can be considered content. So let me show you an example. Let's see, let's jump to a picture here. If we do a right click and do a save as, we can see what this image is saved as. You can see here there's nothing specific. It's just whatever name it came with the downloads right there. So this, for instance, would be a great way to leverage high volume location specific keywords, again, by including them here in the detailed image descriptions of all of your saved images. Again, all of these things are what Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what services do they offer, what areas are they targeting, and that's all going to position you in the search rankings. So the goal is having unique and authoritative content. And you need to have enough of it to be able to add in the keywords or key phrases that people are going to be searching for in Google for someone to find the services that you offer. Most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 on Google, the average content count is 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage. Again, while making sure that it contains the right keywords and phrases that your customers are actually searching for. When I copied your content here from your homepage and threw it into one of my tools, I can see here that your homepage is sitting around 1,421, so 1,400 words there on your homepage. Not bad. Some of your competitors here in the area have something similar, but again, just making sure that you are beating them out with the right keywords and key phrases and then more content than them as well. Now we're actually going to jump over here into one of my tools. This is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool. Typically costs a couple $100s per month if you guys are interested to go out and get that for yourself. But it essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site and can give us a pretty good idea of what is working well for you and for your competition. So I ran a quick scan of your competitor here. This is for Mill Creek Plumbing. I'm sure you are familiar with these guys. Are in the Salt Lake area. And I guess before I keep going too, I wanted to just touch base and let you know that I do understand that you guys do not just do plumbing. I know that you do plumbing, AC, heating, all the HVAC there. But obviously this video would get way too long if I focused on every single service and every single area. So I just decided to focus on plumbing. It was one of the first up there. And then when you talked about plumbing as well, top-notch plumbing. So I just dove into plumbing here. I see some great potential for plumbing and just chose the Salt Lake area just because it's the largest. So that is exactly why I chose Mill Creek. You'll see here in a minute there within the top 2. So just grabbed them, threw them in here. Anyways, here you can see back to this tool we can see an overview. So we can see that their website has 209 keywords on it and the type of traffic that it is driving in. Now we're actually going to jump in here specifically to these keywords. We can take a look at the exact keywords that they are ranking for and what your customers are actually searching for every month. So as you can see here, they are in the top 2 to 3 position for a lot of these terms. For instance, plumbers Salt Lake City is getting 1,700 searches per month. Plumber Salt Lake City, 2,200 searches every single month. Salt Lake Plumbers with 410, Salt Lake City Plumbers 810, Salt Lake Plumber 500. As you can see here, those are thousands of people with all those added together searching for these plumbing services here in Salt Lake. And so that is something I wanted to point out specific to just plumbing. Now, if we jump over here to your website, again, same tool, we can see the overview. Here's your website here. We can see you've got 757 keywords on your website and what type of traffic that your website is driving. This is a great amount of keywords here. Now we're going to jump in specifically to see what you are ranking for and kind of what position here. You can see your positioning here. So it looks like you are ranking 3rd position here, which is great. S.O.S heating and cooling. Again, this is a branded keyword, so they have to specifically know of your name in order to type that into Google. One thing just to point out here is just think of the keywords. Typically when people are in need of services, they're going for keywords a little bit more generic, like plumber Salt Lake City, you know, because if they don't know the exact company name yet, they're just looking for the services, similar to a lot of your other keywords that you've got going on here. But one thing I wanted to point out, let's actually add a quick filter so you can kind of see this a little bit better. We're going to type in Salt Lake City specifically here, and then we're actually going to look for, like, let's just go plum there. So we can kind of look at all your plumbing keywords. So I know you've got quite a few keywords, especially with like the HVAC stuff up here, which I think you've got some really great keywords just looking at some of the HVAC. Like this has a 600 search volume for AC repair Salt Lake City. You are, however, in like the 17th position. So you're looking 2nd page of Google here. Similarly, heat pump installation Salt Lake City, 90 search volume, but you're sitting on the 2nd page. So it looks like all of these are sitting like 2nd, 3rd. This one would be a 1st page here, which is great. A little bit lower volume there. But it looks like a lot of these that have a little bit higher volume, you're sitting 2nd page, maybe more, depending on that. So that would just be something to kind of focus on there, even with your HVAC keywords. But I just wanted to point out, as we're on kind of the plumbing kick here, we'll come down here into specifically more of your plumbing keywords. So you are utilizing a couple. Plumbers Salt Lake City, Utah, that's only getting searched about 30 times per month. Again, you're on the 48th position, so you're looking 4th, 5th page of Google there. Plumbers Salt Lake City, Utah, only 70 searches, 52 there. Let's just jump over real fast to page 2, see what kind of search we're getting for here. So again, you do have some of those other keywords, just the volume isn't as high as some of those other ones that they might have been utilizing. Again, a little bit more specific, those couple keywords are awesome. The 1,700, 2,200 keywords, just looking at kind of what you guys might be missing out on by not including some of those high volume location specific keywords, especially just in this plumbing area, and then working on increasing your positioning here so that you're showing up more on the 1st page instead of the 5th, 6th page there. And again, like I said, you could do these for all of the same HVAC keywords if that's where you're wanting to target more. We can definitely do another video if you're interested and dive in a little bit more on more the HVAC side. I just saw a huge area for plumbing that I feel like you could be missing out on a bunch of potential options using some of those other keywords. Wanted to kind of throw it in here, bring it to your attention, kind of see, just show you a little bit of value there for your company. Now we're actually going to jump over, kind of wrapping up content again. Just finishing out here, getting your content up to that 1,500 word front page, using those right keywords and key phrases that are going to drive your competition. That's what's driving your competition's business. And so if you're able to do that, it's 100% beatable if you get that done. Now we're actually going to jump over here then to Google. We're using one of those high volume. I think this one was the one that had 1,700 searches per month. Now here, of course, when you search that, the very top things that you get here are the ads. Here's the thing about ads. Ads can work, but they can also be a huge money pit if your foundation, like your website, isn't dialed in, or if your customers are using an ad blocker. So just be careful to not burn through your money here on Google Ads until you know for sure that your site will convert. We're actually going to jump down here below the ads though, into this coveted map section. So this area has a lot to do with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what is a citation and why do they matter? And those are great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen it. You've probably used this section and possibly even thought to yourself, how in the world can I get my business up on here? Those are great questions. So it honestly is about what I'm to show you, and to get yourself here on the top 3, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. So what is a citation? Well, they're super simple. They are just your business name, address, and phone number listed on a bunch of online directories like these: Yelp, Yellow Pages, City Star, and so on. They just need to match your Google listing exactly. Having citations like these helps Google verify you and give relevance to your business. So to push here and push your business to the top 3 spots on the Google Map Pack, you just need to increase your citation game. When you get more citations than your competition, especially from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts, you gain more confidence, and then Google pushes you further here to the top. Now, I imagine that you're asking yourself, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools like Whitespark or Bright Local that'll tell us exactly what directories your competition is listed on. Then we can go out and match those directories that they're on, but we don't want to just match them because we want to dominate them online. So what we've seen here is usually with the plumbing companies that are ranked at the top, we usually see them around 200 citations. So if you're pushed down below that, you're probably second, third page. You might only have 30 or 40 citations or less. So we not only need to go out and get those citations to match the competition, but then we need to be able to beat them online. Now, let's talk about the last thing that I want to go over with you today, which is backlinks, or often called link juice. This third pillar will really help you dominate here on Google. So when we searched again for plumbers Salt Lake City, below the ads, below the map pack, just below here, if we scroll down, we get to the organic listing section here. And you can see that your site is not ranked number 1, 2, 3, 4, in fact, not even on the first page of Google for your plumbing services. Now, of course, this is where you want to be because Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses on Google get about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of the first 3 results here and are never making it down to your listing. So in order to get here, you need to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, this is where the backlinks come into play. Simply put, a backlink is when one website links to another website online. The easiest way to think about link juice and backlinks, just simply think about a popularity contest back in high school. You want to have the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you're a plumber, right? Well, you wouldn't want to just get a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back at you guys because you don't churn ice cream. Although that would be tasty, having a backlink from an ice cream shop would be kind of useless to you. But having one from like a local blog or a drywall company linking back to you, that would be much more effective. So we're actually going to jump back over here into my Ahrefs tool here. We're going to jump back over into the overview, and we can see here that you have 633 backlinks on your site. Not bad. It's a great start. It's just not dominating. It's not helping push your positioning in the rankings there. Looking over here at your competitors, let's run back to their overview. We can see they've got 125 backlinks. So again, might be questioning there, well, I've got way more than them. Why am I not beating them? Why are they driving so much more traffic, and why are they up in the second and third position, whereas you're down, second, third, fourth, fifth page of Google? Well, the biggest thing here is their backlinks. They've got backlinks from some strong, relevant sources. Again, how do we get these? Well, we can literally go in here with this tool and we can see which links they have for their business and go get the exact same links or better, higher quality links for your business. Again, this is very beatable with time. Getting you here to the top of Google, it's not magic. It's just a tried and true method. And I've shown you that exact method today. So again, in closing, the 3 things that you can do today to help grow your online presence is just focusing on your content, getting your front page to at least the 1,500 words with the right keywords and right phrases that people are actually searching for in your area so that your company gets found. Second, citations, getting your name, address, and phone number out on as many online directories as possible so that you are able to beat out your competition by a landslide. And then lastly, just making sure you are getting more relevant quality sites pointing back to you guys to show Google that you are the authority. If you implement these 3 strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. Now, I know how tough the market is, and I know how dependent small businesses are on third-party companies like Angie's List. I also know how painful it is to pay for leads that are shared amongst your competitors. What I've shown you today gives you control over your leads and an actionable plan, having clients come straight to your door without a broker in between. So I'm sure you're wondering, well, what now? Well, you really just have a few options. If you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every month, that's absolutely fair. Just send me a quick note saying that you watched the video. Tell me your thoughts about it, and I would just really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you're ready to grow, then you can take this blueprint and implement these 3 strategies on your very own today. I gave you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it's all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you're one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, simply respond to my email. We'll set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your specific situation and see what I can do to help your business really thrive. Again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a great day.